First things first on a nice Chico day. Is it even a Chico race if we... Oh, hold up. Hopefully I don't crash. Okay, we're good. This riding one-handed thing is a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be on my scooter. But, yeah, is it really even a Chico race if we don't go and get Dutch before the races? Today, we're driving Nick McCulloch's 17. If you guys are familiar with the Facebook, we've been posting about it a little bit. And tonight, the dream is finally a reality. So we're going to be getting into it. And like I said, we got to go and get Dutch first because Dutch starts off the Chico weekend perfect. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a new car, new opportunity. Videos are going to be a little different because we don't have Sean with us. So let's just get into it and start off the day with some coffee. And then we're going to be mounting a seat. Well, we absolutely dropped the ball last night on everything recording, everything YouTube. So we're back. But yeah, last night was a little fucked. We had a couple rough around the edges. Had to work out a couple things with the team, and big shout out to Nick, the whole family. It worked out really good, and they never stopped believing in me, and they never stopped putting in all the work to try and make me feel more comfortable. We did a couple more things at the end of the night that I think is really gonna show faith tonight, and yeah, nothing we can do but just keep on plugging away at it. Track looks good. Track was a little rough last night. It was definitely interesting, but yeah, I'm not gonna drop the ball on the GoPros tonight. I'm not gonna drop the ball on videoing. Fuck yeah, it is. And that was Bates yelling, "Bates, you're slow. You've been slow." But no, fuck, I can't put that in. Cut that. My bad. But yeah, I could leave that in. Screw it. But another day, another dollar at Silver Dollar. Let's get it. Bates, since you ruined my intro and you wanted to be on the video so bad.
Oh!
What do you have to say?
You're gonna not suck tonight?
I'm just trying to imitate your guys' high limit swing.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You started it, dude. I'm just ending it.
Alright.
But new night tonight. We're both gonna be better.
Where are you at?
17 McCulloch. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on chugging, and I don't know. We're gonna keep on doing what we do, and hopefully it's better tonight. I fixed a couple things. Yeah, exactly.
I had to put a whole new rear end in the steering box in this one.
Well, it looks beautiful. I will give you that.
Thank you, buddy.
Hopefully we can both be on the front stretch tonight.
That'd be awesome.
Good luck tonight, Bates. You too, bud.
Alrighty, we're getting into qualifying here. This is the second night. We may have dropped the ball on the first night, but we're getting right into it. Qualifying, it was fast and right around the lip. Just pretty much attack was the game mode for the whole entire night. And as you can see, I attacked, and blew it right off the edge. So that's the name of the game sometimes. You got to push the limit in order to find it, because if you're not finding the limit in a sprint car, you're probably not getting the most out of it that you really can. So we tried something a little bit different on the second lap, and right here I tried the same thing. I was like, screw it, we can blow it off twice in one lap. That's not going to hurt. So I knew I could rip 3 and 4 after that moment. But now going into 1 and 2, I kind of just entered a little bit lower, and I feel like that's why I got the little hot. The car also didn't have enough right rear weight in it. I figured out that this car really liked right rear weight, and I feel like that kind of saved the night. So I started exiting some right rear weight across the whole entire race car after we fixed the wings this morning in a Kmart parking lot, and the thing, it took it. And this is when we actually ended up putting in the right rear weight into it throughout all the turns on the race car, and I think it eliminated the hop. I feel like the hop came from the left rear overdrive and going into the corner, and then the car would snap and the left front would get really light, and the balance really wasn't there. So I mean, it's still hopping, but that's because there's a big hole on entry and a big hole in the middle, and 3 and 4 was pretty smooth, but we're keeping the left front down. And the car's a lot more planted, and I can feel my right rear under my ass. That was kind of my main thing that I wanted to try and find the whole entire time running this car, was I wanted to feel my right rear stick, and it kind of clicked for me in the dash. But later on that, in the later part of the video, but now we're pretty much just plugging laps. We got an insane start against Caden, and I don't know where they're at now versus me, so I'm just trying to run and execute laps as best as I possibly can. The car's getting a little out of shape, so I try driving it harder, dragging the brake. By dragging the brake, I mean standing myself up in the seat with the brake on entry. I am just trying to lock the car down and shoot right through the whole entire corner, because I felt like the curb was so big that if I could just execute the whole entire corner and create as much speed as possible on entry, the exit would just be what it's going to be. So that was kind of my thought process in this whole entire heat race, and then it all kind of gets thrown for a loop when Bielman goes off the track and stops. He stopped twice, so I kind of had to collect my thoughts twice, but I feel like my restarts were really good. I watched a bunch of race tapes from old Gold Cups, and I noticed that they were going really early into 3 and 4. So I was like, hey, screw it, let's try it. Let's try it tonight. It worked for Willie. It worked for Pittman in the videos that I watched. So hey, it's my turn to try and execute it, and it actually worked really good. I felt like I just built up so much speed on the entry to 1, and I could run the corner as hard as I possibly could and finish the corner as well as I could to not get a slider. Just don't make a mistake, execute the corner as best as you possibly can, and no one's going to slide you, and you're still going to be in that dash spot at the end of the day. There's another yellow right here, so we have to execute it one last time. And I'm thinking, hey, let's change up the start, but no, it worked so good the last time, let's just try and do it again, and if someone pieces me apart, then they deserve it. Just kind of like how I pieced up Caden on the start. You know, sometimes we get the best of each other, and that's the name of the game in dirt racing. And I drove it in there a little soft right there and didn't stand myself up in the seat with the brake, and you can kind of tell that I got tight. So here on out, I'm like, all right, we got to drive the shit out of this bad puppy. So let's drive it in there even harder, a little bit higher, try and get above those holes, because right now in the heat race, you can kind of 50-50 grind those holes. Later in the feature, it was really technical and tough to do that because the curb was so big and the ruts got so much deeper. You're holding on at Chico. Whenever the curb's like this, it's so fast, it's so aggressive. It's badass. So this is usually my kryptonite, but I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit better at it with all the seat time that I've had in the Stanley 54 and the McCulloch 17. Chico's starting to really become one of my favorite tracks, but I really like running the bottom here. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Your winner, Caleb Montgomery. He's going to the dash. Tyler Thompson going as well, and we're going to send things downstairs to Jim Allen. Check your Frisbees there. One of you has that $50 prize from Red Rose Transportation here. We're giving away everything else.
Okay, race fans, we're down here with Caleb Montgomery. Caleb, winning there from the front row. You made that look kind of easy. You look really comfortable in the 17 car.
Yeah, this thing's a rocket ship. Nick and the whole entire crew behind me, they trust me to do what I do, and we didn't have the night that we were really looking for last night, but we did some searching, and this morning at a Kmart parking lot, we moved a couple things around, and they allowed me to make myself comfortable, and yeah, this thing's great. We locked it into a KWS dash. These are no joke to make. These guys are the best in California, so really ecstatic to do our job in the heat race, get the jump, and put away 10 or 8 good laps, and now time for a dash and keep on fine-tuning.
All right, we wish you good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the dash winner, for BMRS dash winner, Caleb Montgomery. Okay, race fans, we're down here with pill draw for the dash. None other than Caleb Montgomery here. Got the killer hair, got the 5 o'clock shadow. You know, there's only one thing to make your day better. That's a 1 or a 2. What do you think?
I think anything in the top 6 is pretty cool. I mean, we made the dash. That's the biggest thing. You qualify, you get yourself in this position, and like you said, Jim, the 1 or the 2 would be real nice.
All right, let's see how lucky you are. Caleb reaches into the bag of tricks, and he pulls out a 5. All right, that's not too bad. You're happy with that, right?
Not too good.
Not too good.
Alrighty, time for the dash of the ages. Started 5th in this battle. Pulled a 5, which isn't as bad as the 8, but it's not as cool as the 1. And yeah, same thing as always. Execute these starts, get the best start you possibly can, and hopefully you beat the guy on the outside of you. Justin got a really good start. You can't really see it, and I kind of put him in a pickle right here. Made him lift and go up against the holes, and he ended up looping it. But against a right rear, you're always going to lose, and he won the 10 grand, so screw it. Sorry, Justin. That's just how it goes sometimes, and sometimes you're on the shit end of the coin. And yeah, I'm going to do everything in my power to make my race as good as possible for myself, and that's right where we're at right now, is we're going to execute this starting in the grip, best possible place. And now kind of we had a car on the outside of us, so I said, okay, let's just execute the bottom, hit the bottom as good as possible, and just try and pick off as many of these guys as we can. Tyler kind of left the door open, so I figured if I could slide him and kill all of his momentum, that would be the best way to just secure one more spot and start myself one spot better. And it was honestly really good. The slider line wasn't bad, so I figured, hey, I'll try it again. TK's pounding the top and not giving up on it, so I might as well too, but the bottom just felt way too good. But on these restarts, if you're going to follow a guy on the bottom, what if the guy behind you rips around you on the top? I'd rather be the guy that rips around the guy in front of me. So we say the same thing right here, and Tanner goes to the bottom. I knew everyone was going to go to the bottom, so we just blast the curb. I tried to pound it at 110%, And then I knew that the bottom was really good in 3 and 4, but it was greasy on the exit, and the holes were really big, so it was kind of it's a tough situation to be in these dashes because you want to go forward, but you also want your starting spot. And yeah, but at the end of the day, oh, there goes Landon. There was grease on the bottom, so that's what made me think about running the top. I tried it right there just to see, so I was like, hey, let's test it out for my next restart because I knew I was going to pound it. I wanted second. I wanted that front row. With high limit, starting on the front row is huge, and I knew if I could dictate this race pace, it would be hard to beat us. So right here, 110% right out of the fucking gate, baby. And yeah, it stuck. We hang tight with Tanner's right rear. We're actually really close to him, and I knew I was better in the bottom 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, and we stuck it, caught him, and I'm like, all right, screw it, 110% again, let's go. And yeah, that's what happens. But oh well, I mean, sometimes you go for it and you're the hero, and sometimes you go for it and you blow it off the track and spin out like a Daryl, and that's sprint car racing at the end of the day. But now we're starting deep. Tanner blew up, so there was another yellow, and now we're just trying to sneak underneath Brooks. I knew if Brooks didn't go to the top, I was going to go to the top, but he left the door open for me, and now it was a game of a dick measuring contest, as we like to call it, and I was not going to lose that. You're going to lift before I'm going to lift, especially in a car that's not mine. I want that spot, and that spot's way better in my hands, so I stuck it out on the berm and pushed him into the slick and ended up getting the 6th spot. But in the dash, my car was really good, and I knew that the feature was going to go away a lot more, and I wanted to feel that right rear stick underneath my ass. So with that, we definitely we put some right rear weight in it. We did a couple things. We moved some tires around, kicked the wing up, and got the flow right underneath the belly of the wing, and man, this thing was a rocket ship for 40 laps. It definitely was a little snug in the beginning because I didn't have my cockpit shock adjuster, and I couldn't start my right front where I wanted to, but I started my right front where I knew it needed to end, and it definitely made it a little tight in the beginning from the center off, and I had to kind of woe up my corners a little bit and do the cheater lines like this and just keep my momentum up. But it was still good. I feel like that was the only thing I wish I could have had this weekend was a right front shock adjuster. I really love that bad boy. I feel like I can execute a whole corner between that and my wing. And yeah, I knew everyone was also going to probably run the bottom for as long as they possibly could, so I was just going to say, screw it, let's run the top until someone shows us a nose, and Landon shows us a nose, so we decided to get back down and protect. But I'm still hungry, and I still think the top is going to come in eventually at one point because it's Chico. The top's got to be the fastest way around eventually. Most of these races are usually one on the top, and Brooks gets the best of us. That's how it goes in dirt racing. And now I'm like, okay, it's 40 long laps. I don't need to wear out my equipment. And the first 15, just trying to blast the top and be the first guy to find it. I knew if I hung tough and really perfected my craft on the bottom, it was going to be hard to beat me because I really like some bottom at Chico. Car was getting a little loose on entry, so I just decided to start kicking the wing back, kick the wing back, kick the wing back. I feel like the wing really helps me on entry and makes it easier for me to confidently roll out of the gas and execute the entry in my corner while still not being super sideways, and it gives me that right rear stick. And then that's where I really like the right front shock adjustment, is because I feel like the softer I get the right front, the better I can execute the exit of the corner. And that's just a great balance between the whole entire corner with the wing and the right front shock. But also to run the curb, you can tie down the right front shock. Like if I were to blast the curb for the last 10 laps, like in Tanner's position, hunting down the leader, I would have grabbed all of my right front clicks, tied that bad boy down, and absolutely hammered the shit out of that curb. But you have that in some situations, and yeah, you just got to work with what you got, and you got to perfect with what you got. And I feel like this thing executed the bottom so beautifully, like that little squirt off where the left rear starts to drive and the right front starts to pick up. Man, that's what's up right there. I like that shit. That's beautiful in my book. I feel like running the bottom is an art, and it's a beautiful art, and anyone can just go up there and blast the top wide open for 40 laps and hopefully not blow it off the edge. But this is about where the GoPro ends. I dropped the ball, like I said, and this is all we got. But thank you guys for watching.
Sick.
Fuck yeah. Tell Nasty Nate he should have.
This is going in the vlog.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it is. Why not? Why wouldn't it? Hey, do a wheelie! Pussy.
When I told you that you should have taken more after.
Tanner,
What's up?
What's up, YouTube?
how was your night?
Well, not a bad night. We'll take it. Thank Caleb for. I'm probably like not the most fun person, but Caleb, we had some fun after tonight's A. P2.
And last night?
Yes, P2, P3. we didn't get the big 10,000, but you know what? We ran hard. We ran a good 40 laps, and we'll take it. So on to the next.
You ran hard, and you came to the track
Hard.
hard. You came hard, and yeah, I mean, there's nothing more you can really ask for at the end of a double header. I mean,
like I said, we were really good. Chico's a tough place. I feel like we put ourselves in position, and like I said, just got to keep working on executing. And if we're always up front, if you can put yourself up front consistently, then the wins will come one way or another down the line. So
yeah, and I feel like
on doing the obvious things right.
I feel like you're really good at attacking from the back. You know, you really took Justin on hard from behind and conquered him and really brought it to him.
You really hit him in the back door hard.
Yeah, you really brought it to him, and all jokes aside, you know, it was a great weekend, and
No,
I think what actually made your night way better the second night was the fact that we went out and drank the first night and just talked the whole night, and yeah, I think we need to go out more.
For sure. No, I think just, you know, we really prepared in all areas to be the best that we could be, and
Yeah, you gotta balance the fun and the hard work, you know.
for sure.
A couple shots,
not always
a
good
couple
at that.
hours of work. And
Appreciate
that's-
Caleb helped me get her done this weekend. We both ran well.
Yeah, we both were on the podium, and yeah, I don't know. Bye.